Ever try to buy something online, only to find out it's out of stock right as you're checking out?
Ugh, yeah, the worst.
It's the absolute worst, especially if you've been eyeing that item for a while. Or imagine being on the other side like a salesperson, and
Yeah.
you've just promised a client the moon and the stars,
Only to find out.
that it's back ordered, or worse, discontinued. Talk about awkward.
Yeah, you never want to be that salesperson.
Definitely not.
Hmm.
And these scenarios, they happen all the time because different systems that should be talking to each other aren't.
Uh-huh.
But good news, everyone.
Uh,
That's exactly why we're doing this deep dive today. We're digging into how to integrate two powerful systems, Oracle CPQ Cloud and JD Edwards.
and when these two systems work together, that's where the magic happens.
Before we get ahead of ourselves, let's do a quick level set. For anyone who doesn't live and breathe software, can you give us a quick rundown of what these systems actually do?
Okay, so picture this. CPQ Cloud. Think of it as your super-powered sales platform. It all helps you build custom orders, get prices instantly, generate quotes like it's nothing,
So it's basically the ultimate wingman for sales teams.
100%. Now, on the flip side, you've got JD Edwards. This one's like the operations mastermind. Inventory, finance, it keeps track of all that behind-the-scenes stuff.
So make sure you actually have the stuff to sell and that the money's going where it should,
Exactly. Two crucial parts of any business, but they often live in their own separate worlds.
which can cause a whole lot of headaches, as we've established. So this document we're tackling today, it's all about getting them to play nice, right?
It's the ultimate guide to creating a seamless flow of information between these two systems. From the second a customer gets a quote to the moment the money hits the bank. No more information silos, no more miscommunications, no more lost sales.
No more frantic emails trying to track down if an item is actually in stock either.
Exactly. And that smoother experience, it's not just good for the business, it's great for customers too. Imagine placing an order and being able to track its every move, or getting real-time updates without having to jump through hoops.
Talk about a win-win. So how does this all actually work? All right, so let's get down to brass tacks. I'm looking at this document, and there's a section on part type, like what kind of part it is. Seems kind of specific now.
You're right, it is super specific. But hey, that's how these systems make sure they're on the same page. Think about it. You wouldn't look for, say, a cake recipe in an instruction manual for a bicycle, would you?
Definitely not two totally different things.
Exactly. This part type thing tells the system whether an item is a stocked item, meaning you've got it sitting in a warehouse somewhere, or if it's a non-stocked item like something custom made, or maybe something you order from a different supplier only when you need it.
So it's like telling the software, hey, look for the information here, whether it's on a shelf somewhere or if it needs a special order.
You got it. And that takes us to the next step, syncing parts and items. This is where things get really cool. Instead of having your sales team digging through one system and your operations team searching through another, this integration makes sure CPQ Cloud and JD Edwards are looking at the same up-to-date information.
Kind of like those old movies where they're flipping through those giant card catalogs and libraries, trying to match things up.
Exactly. Only in this case, it's happening instantly and digitally. No more lag time, no more outdated info. When a salesperson is putting together a quote, they see exactly what's available in real time.
No more disappointing customers with bad news after the fact.
Exactly. Now, another thing I see here is commerce attributes. Sounds kind of technical, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Like something only a software engineer would love.
Freckles. Maybe so, but it's super important. Think of these attributes like little labels that tell the system all the must-know details about an order. We're talking customer ID, order date, which team's handling it, all those little things that keep everything running smoothly.
So it's like the difference between a messy handwritten note that could get lost and a perfectly organized computer file.
100%. And when it comes to getting things right and being efficient,
Hmm.
that's a total game changer.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
We've got the system speaking the same language, sharing information like pros. What's next?
Okay, so now we have all this info flowing between these systems, but it's got to be accurate, right? That's where validation and hiding rules come into the picture.
Okay, now that sounds interesting. Rules. Like what kind of rules?
Think of them like the rule enforcers of the software world. They make sure only the right info gets through and that nothing funky happens. For example, let's say someone tries to order, I don't know, 100 units of something that's only sold in packs of 10. These rules is going to flag that immediately and be like, nope, not going to happen. Let's fix that.
So no more placing an order only to realize later that it can't be fulfilled.
Exactly. It's about catching those errors before they become a problem.
This is already blowing my mind. It's
Yeah.
like this integration solves like all the problems.
It really does make a huge difference. But believe it or not, we're just getting started.
Wait, there's more.
Oh, yeah. The best is yet to come.
Okay, so we've got CPQ Cloud doing its sale thing, JD Edwards holding down the inventory for it, and they're finally on speaking terms. But there's this whole other piece, ICS. What is that all about?
ICS, that stands for Integration Cloud Service, and it's the glue that makes this whole beautiful system work.
Okay, so if those two are already speaking the same language, what's ICS doing? Translating even more languages.
You're on the right track. Think of it this way. Say you have two people who speak the same language but have totally different communication styles.
Like one's all about texting and the other still sends letters.
Exactly. ICS is like the go-between that makes sure those messages get delivered in a way both sides understand.
Okay, so less about the language itself, more about making sure the message gets through.
Exactly. This document actually walks you through setting that up step by step. There's a part about packages, how to download and import them.
Sounds kind of technical, like we're going to be dealing with secret codes or something.
It might sound complicated, but think of those packages like instruction manuals. They tell CPQ Cloud and JD Edwards how to talk to each other through ICS.
So once those instructions are in place, that's when the magic really starts happening. All those smooth updates, streamlined workflows, all that good stuff.
Exactly. And there are a few key processes this document highlights. Sync customer details, CPQ quote to JDE order, sync order status, things like that.
Let's break those down, starting with syncing customer details. So we're talking about making sure both systems have the same info address, contact details, that kind of stuff.
That's it. No more accidental shipments to the wrong address.
Music to my ears. Okay, how about CPQ quote to JDE order?
That's where a sales quote made in CPQ Cloud instantly turns into an official order in JD Edwards, which kicks off the whole fulfillment process.
So that's the official handoff from sales to operations. And sync order status. That one sounds like it's good for the customer too, right? Is that what lets you track your order in real time?
You got it. Remember how we talked about CPQ Cloud being for sales and JD Edwards managing inventory? Sync order status is how they keep each other posted, so you can see exactly where your order is every step of the way.
No more wondering, where's my stuff?
Love that. It's incredible how all these little pieces come together to make such a smooth and efficient system for everyone involved.
That's what's so great about this kind of integration. It streamlines things, reduces errors, and keeps customers happy.
Before we wrap up, one more thing that caught my eye. This document mentions something called detailed tracing, which sounds like it could be useful for figuring out what went wrong if there are any hiccups. But it also said it might slow things down a bit. Yeah, it's always a trade-off, isn't it? You want more detail, sometimes it takes a little longer to process everything.
So it's about finding that balance between speed and the level of detail you need. Makes you think. Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive. Thanks for breaking it all down.
My pleasure.
And to our listeners, thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time, right here on The Deep Dive.